Okay, today I'm going to make a short video showing how I made this slingshot. It's real simple. And this helps me to get a line up over a tree branch, a high tree branch, in order to cut it. I bought this inexpensive rope chainsaw. And what you do is you get a line up over a branch, a high branch that you want to cut down, and you hook a line to it. I probably won't use the line that came with it. I'll probably use a longer line. And then you just pull it back and forth until that branch comes down. I've seen them on YouTube, and they seem like they work. And it's getting time to where I have to start bringing a few trees down for firewood. And I have one at my buddy's place that I have to bring a branch down so it doesn't hit his pole barn when I take the tree down. So I've always wanted to get this, and it's a situation where I don't want to go up there with a ladder, and I don't have any equipment to get up high. So for certain things, I think this rope chainsaw is going to work. But I need a way to get up over a branch. So this slingshot cost me $14. I bought it, and I just mounted it to a board, and I made my own trigger mechanism, and I'm going to take it outside and show you how it works. And after I do that, then I'll bring it inside and just kind of explain how I made it. So I'll stop the camera and I'll get set up outside, okay? Okay, I'm outside now, and I'm just going to show you how to load this up. I've got the string on the ground here just looped a few times. This is a 3-ounce metal bar stock weight, and I'm going to go up over that limb right there. And then I have this pole with a piece of wire on the end, because that's about the highest I can go. That's probably about 50 feet up there. So the weight doesn't always come down all the time on the other side. So then I've got this to grab it. Now, I went up over another branch over in that tree there that was about 30 feet up, and it shot right over and the weight came all the way down to the ground. So the good thing with this is, and I've tried to throw weights with string. Oh, I guess I'll show you how to load it. I've got a loop here. This is just a string. That's all knotted up because I shortened it up. I wanted to get a little bit more power out of it. And then the trigger mechanism, it's just a simple piece of wire that I looped around, put a screw in there to hold it, and then that just releases it. But, so we put a loop in here. And I'll show you, I'm going to take this apart and show you how to build this when I'm done. So there, that's set. And as I was saying before, I tried throwing weights. There's just something about throwing something with a string on it. It doesn't work that great, and I've got a pretty good arm, and it took me a long time to get it. There's a branch up in that tree over there, and it took me a while to get a weight with a string up over it. So this is a lot better. It's got a lot better acceleration with the slingshot, and you could aim it a little bit better too. So we'll give her a shot going over that. It's a pretty good one. Oh, that came all the way down. So that branch is up there, and I was able to put it just where I wanted, and it came all the way down to the other side. So then, now I'm not going to cut this branch, I just wanted to show you. But if I were to cut that, I would just hook that rope chainsaw onto this end and pull it up over that. I get a shot back here. I'll put this on, and I'm gonna pull that back over. When you pull this back over, you just got to do it kind of slow so you don't get that looped around any branches. I haven't had a problem yet with it. I rounded the edges off of that bar stock. Oh, now I went a little bit too fast, and it kind of wrapped around that one branch. So now this is where you got to watch it, because it'll come down and get you. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop the camera and get that. That's the first time that happened. It looped around that one little branch a few times, so I'll have to see if I can get that. All right? Okay, I've got the Slingshot ready and loaded, and I'm gonna go up over that tree branch right there. Got the string all laid out. So there it is, you can see it almost made it down. I'm just gonna have to get a pole to bring that down. Okay, I've just got about a 6 or 7 foot pole here. So there it is. Now I can tie that line to the other line and then raise that rope chainsaw up there. Okay. Okay, I was able to get that line out of the tree. What I did was I wrapped the string around the lifting station and got out to the side and just pulled it, and it broke that little branch off and this came down. If the next time I do that, I'll probably just either cut this line or untie it and then just feed it back through. So now that you've seen it in action, I'm going to show you how I built it. It's real simple. I took it apart and put the Slingshot back together the way I bought it. This only cost, it was $14, so that's really the only money I have into this. And the reason I bought this one, there's a couple different kinds. There's the kind that it's like a wrist rocket, like when I was a kid I had one, the bottom folded down, and then there's just a standard Slingshot without any of this. Well, after looking at this one, I knew this one would be nice because it'd be easy to mount this to a board. So that's why I bought this one. I wasn't even thinking I was going to use the handle. So this is how it comes from the store, and I'll take it apart. And you could use a lot of the same hardware. So I'll take it apart and I'll mount this first, and I guess if anyone wants to build one, I'll get a few quick dimensions, because there was a little trial and error at first to get the right length and stuff. So this is about 37.5 long. The 2 mounting screws up front, where this is going to go, and then there's the hole that the line goes through, and then the holes for the trigger. I'll give you the dimensions of those. That's about 1.25 inches, the first hole off the front. And then from the center of those 2 holes to the center of the hole for the trigger release is about 27 5/16. And the same distance to the center of the 2 holes for the trigger is about 30.5. So if anyone wanted to build that. So first I'll mount this, and what I did was I just drilled through. Now, I didn't want to put screws in this to hold that down because there's going to be a lot of force on this. So I wanted to through bolt it. So I drilled the holes and I put a couple of hidden nuts or T-nuts behind here. You could through bolt it with just regular nut and bolt if you want. But I had a couple of those, so I used those, and those are 1/4 20. Or no. Yeah, those are 1/4 20. And here are my 1/4 20 bolts right there, machine screws. So I put this on, and I use the same hardware, that hold down cap. So by through bolting, it's not going to go anywhere, and it's nice and solid. Just kind of center it. Tighten that down. So that's the front. And then I just tied a little string on here. It's the same string that I use for the throw weight. And now I guess I was just gonna mount that on like this, but then I figured it'd be real easy to put that pistol grip on there too. So what I did with that, I just got the width of the bolt pattern there, and I used a Forstner bit first to countersink, and then I drilled through there. And this comes apart like this. So then I just put these through. There's one. And this is the same hardware. So all you're doing is you're separating the pistol grip and the slingshot itself with this plank. And then I drilled the hole there. So again, to load, I have my trigger mechanism. So once you put this loop, at first I was just going to try to hold that loop with my finger, and I didn't like that. I wanted to be able to load it and set it aside for a minute or two before I didn't want to be running around holding that string with I did it, and it kind of hurt. So I just took this material here. This is that wire that they use on cyclone fencing to hold the fence to the post. I don't know where, but I got a lot of that, maybe a garage sale or something, and I use this stuff for a lot of things, so it works well on this. So I just bent it in this shape. I put a loop on the end so I could put the screw in it, and I put a washer under it, and then I'll have a washer over it. And then I have a screw going in there. And you can put as much or as little tension on the screw as you want. That's too much, it's a little too tight. So I'll just back it off. So that's it. So the loop goes through there, and then when you release the trigger, it releases that loop. Now I used a couple of different, I'm going to show you how to load this again. I just pull this back. I always wear my safety glasses with this. Pull this back. Sometimes you gotta get that loop extended. Sometimes it takes once or twice, but get it on there. It's not like you're going to be reloading it like a lot. So there it is right there. And when you release that, I won't dry fire it. It releases it. And one thing I wanted to say is I started out with a golf ball on this, and the golf ball, and I drilled a hole through it and put the string. It just wasn't. It was too big. It spread these out too much, and once in a while I think the golf ball hit the end here, so I didn't like that. So it took about 3 tries to get the right weight, and this seems like the right weight for this string from this. This is almost like that Mason's line, I think, that they use for bricklaying. So that's it. That's how to build it. Doesn't take much. It's $14. And you could buy these, if these ever break, you could buy just the rubber bands on this and the leather holder there. So that'll do it. And again, the whole reason I built this is to get a line up over the tree so I could tie the line to this. Actually, I'm going to use a different line, and then get this rope chainsaw over the branch to bring a branch down. All right. So that'll do it on the modified Slingshot for throw lines. Okay.